It's rainy outside. Mummy needs all her layers. It's rainy and cold. Rainy and cold. Good morning. Welcome back to 12 Days of Christmas. Look at my hair. It is day 4. And I say good morning, it's actually the afternoon now. Today has just absolutely flown by. I don't know where the time has gone. It's miserable outside, it's raining, it's windy. It's not the nicest of days, but when you have a Labrador, needs must. So it's time for a dog walk. I really like walking Basil actually at lunchtime because I feel like he has the morning to play with a couple of toys, have a sleep. We get out at lunchtime and then we can get nice and cozy in the afternoon. It's like the perfect time for a walk, and it's also good for me because I get to have a break in the middle of the day from screens and whatever else. So anyway, I'm wrapped up warm. I've got Jack's Barber zip-up jumper on today because you know when you're having like a bit of a cozy day and wearing your boyfriend's or your husband's jumper, it's just so cozy. It's just something about it I love. The classic Holland Creeper coat that is the best ever thing for being outside in the winter. And I've got my Celine hat on, which feels a little bit bougie, but I don't really get to wear this enough, so we're wearing this today. No makeup, Varley leggings, and some thick socks, and my wellies are outside, so let's go on a dog walk. We're going from one pair of shoes to another, because it's not dry enough to stand out here barefoot. Oh, that is the best thing about the summer. You can just be barefoot all the time. Hide these in here so they don't get wet. Right. Are you excited for your walk? I bet you are. There is nothing like a wet, windy December dog walk to blow away the cobwebs. I haven't been feeling great the last couple of days, and I'm filming this vlog on the Monday after Nadia came to stay, and we had the dog training and everything like that. So this vlog is literally following along from when I ended the last vlog. And honestly, I know I say this a lot because it happens to me a lot. I just get a little bit fatigued from the screens, and it just goes to show that having a couple of days away from my phone, away from, you know, editing and creating edits for Black Friday and like gift guides and all of the stuff that you do in a creative digital job, having a couple of days away from that and reading a magazine, reading a book, watching a movie, cooking, it just completely resets my brain. And today I woke up and I thought, oh God, I feel really tired, I feel really sluggish, I just don't feel great. I feel a bit like I just don't feel like my normal self. I'm not getting up feeling really excited. I'm getting up feeling like, oh, I want to go back to bed, which I feel like is a universal feeling, to be honest. We all feel like that at some point. But I said to myself, right, today is going to be a day where you slow down, you do the things that, you know, make you feel good, even if it's just something small. And already it's only midday and I feel so much better, and it just goes to show that one bad start, one bad morning, anything that just puts you in a little bit of a funk and like a not so great mood is not going to summarize the entire day or your entire week. You can turn that around very quickly and really easily, to be honest. Getting out on this dog walk, I feel so much better, and I feel like I've got so much more motivation and, don't know, just like a really good mood compared to how I was feeling this morning. So it definitely goes to show that you can turn that around. So if you're feeling the winter blues, you've kind of got to December and you're feeling a bit, oh God, so much to do, and feeling a bit swamped and drowned by all of the festive cheer, then give yourself that little moment in your day, your week, your weekend, to do things that just make you slow down and pause. So anyway, that's my TED talk from the dog walk. Oh God, you know, I say this all the time, but dog walks in the winter would not be happening without this coat. It is just the best thing ever. I love it. I really hope you can hear me because it's so windy. Oh God, So many trees falling down, look at that. Anyway, I'm gonna put my arm down because it's hurting. Time for some lunch. I am starving. I don't know what I'm in the mood for today. I'm kind of thinking some soup with maybe a crumpet. That's quite boring, but you know when you've been out on a cold walk and that's just what you fancy. So I think that's what we're gonna go for. This is my favourite soup of all time. Re-Nourish, they do the best soups, and this tomato and basil one, although it's pretty basic, is absolutely delicious. I picked up these big toaster crumpies. Crumpies? Oh, crumpets, not crumpies. I mean, we could call them crumpies. Yeah, and they're so great because they actually fit in the toaster perfectly, and you just get a bit more bang for your buck. A normal crumpet is so small. Right, crumpet in the toaster, soup in the microwave. Easy peasy. You guys know I have an obsession with Diet Coke, and they've brought out the Christmas ones. How cute is that? So sweet. It's like really nostalgic. I feel like this little painting actually goes with our house decor this year. Traditional nostalgia. Love it. And there we go. That is my favourite winter lunch. Crumpet with loads of butter, tomato and basil soup. I've popped some sprouts, bit of basil, and loads of seeds in here as well, just to add to the goodness. That is honestly delicious. This is going to warm me right up. And I've got a cup of dandelion tea to warm me up because I get so cold sat at my desk and freezing. It's 5:10. Basil's had his dinner, he's having a nap, and I'm gonna make a start on dinner because I want to do this nice and slowly. Also, I realised I don't think I've shown you our advent calendars yet. Jack and I always get each other an advent calendar and surprise each other with which one it is. So I got him a Tony's advent calendar because he loves this chocolate. Usually I get him a Lindt one, but I have got him a Lindt advent calendar for 10 years now. So I thought it was time for something different. And he got me the Ferrero Rocher advent calendar. To be honest, I would be quite happy with this bog standard Cadbury's. So this is quite special. I did get this one from him last year and loved it. So this is special. This is our post-dinner treat for the entire duration of December. But anyway, I'm gonna make a start on dinner. Tonight we are having actually quite a few leftovers from yesterday's roast. I made a roast dinner yesterday, and I really, because I wasn't feeling great, I just wanted to spend hours, like all afternoon, doing everything. We had all the trimmings. We had a gorgeous piece of lamb, which was like garlic and rosemary, cauliflower cheese. I did stuffing, roast potatoes. Actually, we had a cauliflower and broccoli cheese. And then we had some kale from the garden, some cavolo nero, broccoli. Honestly, we had everything you could think of, aside from Yorkshire puddings, because I thought that was pushing it a bit too far. and it was amazing, and I slept so well last night. So today I'm doing a casserole with a few of the leftovers. I've got some stuffing, I've got a bit of cauliflower cheese left, I've got some sausages that I'm going to use for the casserole, and butter beans, and just a really nice hearty casserole. I just want to start off by building the base of the casserole, and then I'll add in all the extras once it gets going. But I feel like it's really nice to let this cook kind of like nice and low and slow, and just let it infuse all of the flavors. So we're going to start off with half an onion and a little bit of garlic chopped up in here. I've got a bit left from yesterday. I feel like this is the great thing about leftovers from a roast, is you can just use them for other things. And let this be some inspo for you for your Christmas turkey, because if you have a turkey and you have a lot left, then you can use it for loads of other things. Do a casserole, do a curry, turkey sandwiches, everything, a pie. You can literally make so many things with leftover meat. I think it's so good. And although we don't have any leftover lamb, we have leftover extras that kind of need to be used up. One thing I think I am very good at is using up random ingredients in the fridge to make a dinner. Like, I got these sausages for sandwiches at the weekend because we love a sausage sandwich on the weekend, and we actually didn't eat them because neither of us were really home for breakfast, so we just didn't really have it. So this is how I would use it. To be honest, I would also use them in pasta as well, and do like a sausage pasta bake, like a tomato-y spicy pasta bake, or simply I will have some fish and Jack will have sausage, chips and beans, literally a kid's meal. But when he has his like comfort foods that I don't really like, because I don't like beans, fun fact about me, I hate baked beans. It's probably the only food that I don't like. How weird. I like absolutely everything else but not Heinz baked beans. Don't know why, just do not like them. So I've just diced up the garlic, and then I'm also just going to do the same with the onion. You can't even see this, I'm so sorry. There we go. I'm just going to do the same with the onion. Get that into nice little cubes, and then we can chuck all of that in the pan. I feel like I'm really having all the wintry foods today. I've got a casserole for dinner, I've had a warm soup and a crumpet for lunch. I am the epitome of cozy winter warming foods. It's been absolutely pouring with rain today, so I know that Jack has probably got drenched, and this is going to make him very happy. Once that is all diced up, I'm just going to pop some olive oil in a nice big pan and put that on a medium heat, and then we're going to chuck that in while it's cold and let it heat up together, and it stops it from burning. Right, and then we're on to the veggies. So get a wooden spoon. Oh, you're resting on my utensil holder. So I've just got loads of dark leafy cavolo nero, which is actually one of our favourite vegetables to use. Throughout the autumn winter, I have this in absolutely every single dinner we make because it is just delicious. And a quick way to cut this is to go straight down with the point of your knife down the stem in the middle like this, so either side, and then you can just pull it off because you don't want to eat that middle bit. It's very, very tough. I actually really want to do a chicken based one with maybe some chorizo, and try it as like a tomato base rather than more of like a vegetable stock gravy base, because I think that would be very delicious. So I might do that this week, or maybe next week. Jack's not the biggest lover of tomatoes, but ever since we grew our own, he is now converted and loves tomatoes, and actually loves them to the point that he eats them on their own, like picks it off the vine and eats it, which is insane because I never ever thought he would do that. I thought he would like them if they were in something, like a sandwich or a pasta or whatever, but it just goes to show that when you grow your own vegetables, the taste is actually so much better. They are so much sweeter. And I know it's only December, but that does get me quite excited for spring, summer, I'm not gonna lie. definitely my favourite months. What season is your favourite? Because as much as I love autumn, winter and being cosy, I will always be a spring, summer girl. Always. It's just the time that I feel my best and I just come alive at that time of year. I do wonder though if it's got something to do with when you were born, because I was born in spring, and so spring will always feel like my favourite time of year. Anyway, I'm just peeling a couple of potatoes. These were just some small ones left over from yesterday that I didn't really want to use for the roast. And then I cut these into small little bite-sized pieces. The trick with this is to make sure everything's quite small so that it's almost like a 1 spoon sort of dish. Kind of a bit like a soup, I suppose, like a really chunky soup. Then I've got 1 big carrot, which I am just going to cut up into tiny little batons. If we don't manage to eat the whole thing, or I accidentally make way too much, which is usually the case, sometimes I swear I think I'm making dinner for like the entire lane, because I make such big portions and I don't really realise. But this is such a good thing to have in the fridge, like put it in a separate bowl or in a Tupperware and have it for lunch the next day, because it is so delicious. It's basically like having soup, but just a little bit chunkier and just tastier, to be honest. From my mum, so sorry about that, but it's getting steamy. The potatoes, carrots, cavolo nero are all cooking low and slow in my big pan. I've also just got some chicken stock in here as well, just thickening up nicely with some mixed herbs just for a bit of added flavour, and obviously the onions and garlic that I fried off. So I like to leave this just to kind of simmer before I add in all my final bits and bobs. And then in the oven I have got the sausages cooking away nicely. She rang me back again, but the final step was just adding the butter beans and the sausages out of the oven. I've put 3 sausages in here and there's 1 left for potentially little ginger boy back there. And then I'm just gonna turn the heat down on this, put the lid on and leave it to simmer. I added a little bit of gravy as well, just to thicken up the sauce and make it taste delicious. While that is bubbling away, it's time for me to have a bubble bath. Put my pyjamas on. Oh, the best time of the day. In winter, this is honestly what I live for. I just picked up this bubble bath at the supermarket, chamomile bubble bath, and I think this is going to be really nice to have in the evenings. And then I've also got a big old jar of Epsom salts, which are so good for you. So I chuck a load of that in as well, making a little potion in the bathroom. There's literally no better feeling than a hot bath in the winter, and I've actually decided to do a nighttime treatment on my hair. I'll just grab it and show you. This is the treatment that I'm doing. It's the Van Clark 3 more inches overnight treatment. So I've just wet my hair in the bath and brushed it through so it's not knotty, and then applied that all through my hair. Got fresh PJs on, and I'm gonna head downstairs and dish up dinner because Jack is home now. And we're gonna watch I'm a Celeb on the sofa. Oh, the best feeling. I just put the rest of the stuffing that was left in the casserole.
Yeah, that's good.
Thought it would add some nice flavours. it doesn't look the most appetizing, but there we go. Butter bean sausage casserole with leftovers from a roast. Pretty good. I feel like this is a great way to use up leftovers. Like I was saying earlier, anything you've got left in the fridge, Christmas time, turkey. I think this is going to be yummy. And we had some stuffing left over, so I just chucked that in the casserole as well. And then we've got a little bit of cauliflower cheese left. Broccoli cauliflower cheese, actually. Good afternoon. It's the next day. And I have spent the morning on my laptop. What a surprise. No shocks here. This is literally where I am all the time. I think that casserole sent me straight to sleep because I fell asleep so early last night, which meant I woke up really early, and I had a gorgeous shower, washed the treatment out my hair, curled it, pin curled it. It feels so soft and shiny. And I actually put a little layer of fake tan on just to give me a bit of a glow. I was feeling a little bit dry and my skin was just feeling like it needed a nice glow. So I've just put on a layer of the Saint Tropez Ultra Mousse, I think it's called, which I really love. It does look quite green when you put it on, but it washes off so lovely. It's such a natural colour, and it's just a glow. It doesn't really give you like a really big orange tan, it just gives you a nice glow. So if I'm looking a little bit green, that's why. But yeah, I had such a nice morning. I took Basil for a run around the fields and we played fetch and he had the best time. And I've just been doing lots of editing because an extra video a week means a lot more editing than usual. And I'm about to go outside in the garden. I need to get changed, get my hair up out the way, and I want to make the most of the sunshine this afternoon and get out into the vegetable garden, because when I tell you it is a mess, we just have not really had the time to dedicate to sorting it out after the summer. And every single weekend it's just been torrential rain and pouring and windy, and oh, we just have not got out there. So I want to make the most of the sunshine and get that done, because that will be a very good job ticked off. But before I do that, I'm going to start writing my Christmas cards, because we're obviously into December now and I want to get these sent out as soon as possible. So I'm going to get these written and then head out into the garden. I know I've shown you some of the Christmas cards already, but oh, I just love writing Christmas cards. It's so special, it's so nice. So that is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to watch somebody's Vlogmas video while I do this. If I had the capacity and like somebody that was editing my content, I would love to do daily vlogs, because I think they are so fabulous to watch, and it's so good throughout December because you just have so many videos to watch. I'm up to date on Josie's. I think I'm going to watch Leonora's and yeah, feel a bit festive before I get out into the garden. As you can see, the raised beds are looking very sad. The nasturtiums are completely gone. Same with the courgettes. A few things are still going strong. Parsley, the thyme, a lot of the herbs are still going strong. The carrots are looking good. This side, the tomatoes need to come down. Spinach has gone over. Lettuce for autumn and winter is doing really well. Spring onions are getting there slowly. Broccoli is still thriving, but definitely needs a bit of a cutback and a sort out. And then in this bed, this is all my autumn winter veggies. So all of these are doing pretty well, apart from the peppers, which I did actually pull up the other night when I was walking around here with Basil in the pitch black. I just got a bit distracted. So that is my plan. I'm going to sort this all out, turn over the soil, get it all looking really lovely, and watch the sheep having a very look at this lady having a very relaxing afternoon. That is brilliant. What was that? Right, I'm going to start with the nasturtiums because this bed probably looks the worst. Okay, first bed done. I'm gonna move on to the tomatoes. They need taking off. Everything is composted, and I'm gonna leave the bamboos in because we will definitely be using them in the spring, so there's no point taking them off. But look at the state of these. It's like a tomato graveyard. Tomatoes are no more. This bed is looking so much better. Very sad, but much better. I've just raked over all the soil, and then this bed is also looking very nice and neat. Still sad, but a little bit empty, but anyway, much neater. So this bed I don't really need to do anything to. I'm just sort of leaving it. I will just tidy up this little corner, but the broccoli needs a bit of a cutback. Lots of broccoli has gone to seed. I need to harvest loads. So that is on the next list of things to do. Right, vegetable beds are all clean and tidy. It is so quiet today. I can barely hear any noises in the garden. It's just absolutely silent. Oh, apart from this monkey bum. I've just moved all of my pots over here because we're going to have loads of spring bulbs in these little pots just to kind of dot around the garden. So I thought I'd put them over here so it looks a little bit prettier. And how nice is that view? So nice. I've just been kind of tidying things up. I've also just popped up the chairs for the winter because we will definitely not be sitting out here anymore. Surprisingly, we have actually managed to sit outside. Granted, we've been wearing a coat, but some really nice days in October and November we've sat outside. So chairs are done. Folded those over, ready for winter, just so they don't get loads of leaves and stuff on them. And that is pretty much me done for the afternoon.